What's going on, guys? How are we doing today? Today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the concerns that we have been having with GAC and just like what goes into it as to, why maybe it's still a bit of a flawed system, or like maybe some things I can do to change it. And just like some very, very important things that you need to have in order to have a good GAC experience. In terms of me saying that, like winning, in terms of GAC experience, we want to have you win, right? So let's just talk about it for a second. I just ended up losing my round against a guy named Rampage. He has a great account. I'm actually quite shocked he's in a bracket like mine, because the other people that are in the same bracket, they are like, I don't even know if they're that close to Mr. Rampage. This isn't gonna like, I'm not trying to like put him up on a pedestal or anything. I'm just like, kind of showing his account. He's got a great account. So here's me on the left. I fought, I think, Darth Stoner this round, and I also fought all the way to the end Will Cursed. I beat both those guys. I actually beat this Will guy by 1. I'll go back to Will in a second as to why I like matchups like that as opposed to matchups like Rampage, or opposed to matchups like Darth Stoner. So this is the guy fought Rampage. He has 8.9, let's say 9 million GP. I would say he beats pretty much everybody in the GP type of stuff. And also in mods. Those two things, I think, just looking at the whole comparison bot here, in this hot bot thing, looking at just those two things alone, I'm like, yeah, that guy is easily going to go into the finals, if not winning the entire bracket. Like, just straight up, guys. Isn't that, to me, that's just what I look at. And I'm like, yep, that's going to happen, right? So, mods, great. He's got 409 plus 15s. He's got a good amount of plus 20s and plus 25s. But the 6 dots is what gets me the most. 6 dots we've gone over in previous videos. Those are very key to GAC. And even TW, the entire game. Let's just say the entire game. All right? And then we go into relic levels. He's got about 900 extra relic levels. That's crazy. It really is. As compared to somebody like me, who I think I'm decent. Like, I can still field 12 teams on offense and defense, but there's still going to be a few teams that are just not fully relics, or don't have high relics at all. Well, I have 655 as opposed to a 900. So that, to me, is pretty crazy. I think those two things is why I'm like, yeah, I'm me fighting this guy in the finals for sure. So that's a few different things, right, in the matchmaking. But let's go back over to this guy I fought early in this round, or this week, Darth Stoner. I feel so bad for this guy because he might have like average mods at a GP like that, or maybe not really average at all, maybe a little bit below. Not to throw him under the bus or anything, but as opposed to like just looking at brackets, okay? Brackets, we have 8 different opponents, okay? This guy had really no shot of winning any round based off of just solely mods, and also based off of GLs. He had no Star Killer and he had no Kylo. Tell me how does a guy like this, who has 5 GLs, no Star Killer, get in the same bracket with somebody who has all 6 GLs and also has a Star Killer, and that also has double or triple his mods and also double or triple the relic levels? That shouldn't happen. That's the one thing with matchmaking as to why I don't like it. It's not even because it's me, or it's not like my problem right now. I think it's more of a problem for a guy like Darth Stoner and that kind of a player. That shouldn't happen, in my opinion. I think for me, I'm gonna get opponents. I've kind of been used to getting opponents that are like that Rampage guy, right? That have that GP difference, that have the extra mods, that have the extra relics. I'm used to it. I know for a fact that I will get those matchups every once in a while. Maybe like once every 2 weeks or so, let's say. But I just, even then, this Darth Stoner guy should never have that guy in a bracket. I'm not even sure if he fought him. I'm doubting he did because I beat him first round, but this should never happen. I don't think that should ever be a thing. All right? Anyways, that bit of this rant's over. Maybe it's not a rant, just me kind of putting it out there. It's pretty white and black here, guys. Like, this is not a good matchmaking system if this is how it's going to be going. For me, so far, getting matchups against guys like this, I either get like a easier matchup, like a pretty tough matchup like a Darth Stoner, and then I get ones that are pretty evenly matched the entire way through, which is like this Will Cursed guy. I would rather have opponents like this every single time rather than getting easier or harder ones. This is the matchmaking system that I want to have every single time. Is a guy like this. I beat this guy by 1 banner. The entire round was extremely close. Okay, he might beat me on all the extra aspects and all the same aspects as the Rampage guy, but like there's a few things that he's missing, which kind of brings him back to my level of play. You know, a bit more evened out, not as lopsided. And this is what I want. This is what I would love to have in every single round. This is what I'd like to see. You know, I just feel so bad for that Darth Stoner guy because he's down in GL, down on Star Killer. There's just no shot, man. There really is not a shot. But, you know, that's just the reality of the matchmaking system. It's a little bit flawed, okay? It is. People have noticed it. It's been happening. Anyways, so that's that. The next things I want to go into to wrap up this video is just like what's important. Like we already went over the GLs, the Star Killer. You guys know how, you know, important it is. Just having like in this GAC matchmaking system right now, having just 1 extra GL, it is such a big advantage. It really is. It's always been that way, but like with these counters being changed, the no Vader, no JKL counter, like it's definitely been a kick to the nuts, right, for some of these people that are down GLs. So you got the GL talk, but then you also have the whole Star Killer talk. Star Killer is very underrated right now in terms of people, not really underrated perhaps, but maybe people just haven't seen him a whole lot. But the people that do see him often, or maybe every single battle that they get into a match make, is you know, where he's being used, defense, offense. Typically, you see him a lot on defense. And it's proven to be a very strong team, one of which that you might have to pull a GL for, or even sometimes pull one of those Omicron teams like a Zam Wessel. And that's a pretty big thing. So this guy fought this round. He had all 6 GLs plus a Star Killer. I think he set 3 of the GLs plus a Star Killer, so 4. I would say, honestly, in GAC, that a Star Killer is a GL in and of itself. All right, let's just say that for right now, because I think it's true. And you guys that have Star Killer or maybe have fought one with the Omicrons in GAC would agree with me there. So he set, I think, 3 of them for GLs and then plus 4 if you include Star Killer, which I would. I have 6, no Star Killer. So right there, I feel like that's already a pretty big advantage. I was just having some fun testing some different counters out against the Ray. It didn't work out, but we got a kill on the L3. Anyways, my point being is that Star Killer is a huge guy right now. If you guys don't have him and you're like me, where you have all the other GLs, but you don't have him, you're looking to have a bit of a rougher time in GAC. Maybe not the roughest time. You can maybe still pull some of those different counters and teams, but I would say you're still going to be facing some uphill battles, some underdogging in your rounds. So the next thing I want to talk about is, and the last thing probably for this video, is Omicrons. Again, Omicrons, guys, are literally if you're outside of the GL talk and Star Killer talk, they're the third most important thing in GAC, because they elevate your matchmaking, the whole roster that you have to create. It makes it that much more better, okay? So GAC Omicrons are definitely the best ones in my opinion. You got some TW ones that are pretty dang good, like the Mara Jade one and all that, but I love Zam Wessel's Omicron right now. Qui-Gon's a pretty good one still, but just having a Zam Wessel Omicron can provide a lot for you. I'm not here to like hype her up again for her Omicron, but just like showing you like what an Omicron can do, whether it's hers, whether it's Dash's, really anybody else that has a GAC Omicron. It allows you to have a stronger team for defense or for offense. So one example is using Zam Wessel for offense against the Star Killer right there. You know, let's say I wanted to use Star Killer, or rather to use Zam Wessel to kill a Star Killer. Well, I could still do that. I get that extra speed bonus from Zam Wessel to outspeed the Mara Jade on the opposing Star Killer team and kill that Star Killer in a one-shot. I know I wouldn't have her for defense anymore, but I would still be able to kill that Star Killer and have a better shot at just full clearing. Right now, I had no shot at full clearing that guy, but maybe with a bit more planning and execution, I would have been able to at least full clear. Maybe not win the round, but still be able to full clear and get through every single team without having too much of a hassle, right? But that's just like the difference between having some of these guys and not having some of these characters or Omicrons, or really at the end of the day, just having the relic levels and also the mods. there's so much to keep in mind with a GAC matchmaker like this right now. It's based off of skill, is what they said. It's based off of skill rating. I don't believe that, though. I know that you have some guys that are like Rampage, that have that GP, they have all the mods. They just aren't quite there on the skill, okay? They might not be the best player out there, but they have all the stuff, right? But then you get players that are like Rampage that have all of it, plus they know what they're up to and how to play the game. And then you have other people that don't have quite everything, but they know how to play the game pretty well. And, you know, it just goes on and on and on, right? And that's how Galaxy of Heroes GAC matchmaking is. It's the competitive side to this game right now. As opposed to a different game, I like to take Call of Duty, for example. Playing some of those games, you know, competitively, they don't have relics, they don't have mods, they don't have these different GLs. They just have the one thing, you know, just you being you playing the game, right? And that's why this is different. That's why it's tougher to find a matchmake for a game like Galaxy of Heroes, because it's nearly impossible to find the best matchmake out there. It really is. The only one thing I can think of that might increase level of matchmakes to make him better and not have these screwed, you know, super high GP mods, blah, 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 very lopsided matchmakes, and having it more, you know, leveled, you know, a bit more even, is to increase the Kyber one, or making more divisions, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So like right now, the skill rating for Kyber 1 is above 3610. I'm 3953 right now, so I could probably lose a few rounds and still be okay. But I still think that they should increase it, so there should be an additional one, like around 4,000 for skill rating for a different, you know, additional Kyber or whatever you want to call it. Or also keep in mind the different GP levels and then play in part with that as well. Because there are a lot of players right now that are above 9.5, 9 million even GP, and above to 10 million that are, you know, getting matchmakes with people like me. And I don't like that. I mean, that's like a total disparity of 2 million GP. That's crazy. So maybe just some of those little tweaks in the system, increasing some of this. I just don't see that happening for quite a while. So in the meantime, we're kind of stuck with this system. But again, I mean, going back to the whole this matchmake and the bracket that I was showing you guys, I loved this matchmake. This is like one of the best, my favorite, whatever you want to call it. I like this. This was a very high quality matchmake against this Will Curse guy. Having a round that was that close, and I had to like play pretty dang well. I didn't record it or anything, but this was one of the toughest rounds I've had in terms of the matchmake and all that. It was very evened out. It could have gone either way, right? Literally a one banner disparity, and I was able to win. But like, still, I would rather have that than something like against my current opponent, right? It was just crazy, right? I'm not sure how to like go back in rounds. I would love to show you that last round with against the Will Curse guy, but I don't know how to show that for some reason. It's not letting me tap on that. Oh, maybe it's right here. Will Curse, look at this. I mean, this is the matchmake I want every single time. If I could have this, I would love it every single time. Literally, it would be the best thing ever. Okay. I want more GACs like this. I would rather not have GACs like this, like this one. I don't want any like this. Okay, no, thank you. And I don't want any that are like this either. Can we please have a middle ground in there somewhere? So it's not really me complaining. I know I'm gonna get players and opponents that are like this guy in the current matchmake system. I know it. I'm used to it. I'm not like, wow, this is like the dumbest thing ever, because I know I've had these even worse matchups than this guy. I'm just giving him an example because I'm fighting him right now. But I would like that Will Curse opponent more than somebody like a Rampage or Darkstoner, okay? That's all I'm going to say for now. Thanks for listening to what I got to say. A lot of stuff that's important right now in the game. If you guys want any more different videos about GAC or Conquest or TW or whatever it is, let me know, guys, down below. That's it for me today. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you later. Peace out. And have a good one. Bye, guys.